Who am I? Why do I exist? What is my purpose in life? All throughout history, we've continued to ask these fundamental questions. Matters of meaning, consciousness, purpose, and reason for being. Today, we attempt to answer some of these questions that have lived on through generations. For some species, survival is their sole reason for being. Humans, on the other hand, we are creatures of sophistication. And in our pursuit of excellence, our intelligence evolved dramatically, allowing us to invent and discover different fields of knowledge, literature, astronomy, and so on. This, coupled with a distinctly human capability of empathy and compassion, have allowed us to evolve into more refined beings. But beyond scholarly disciplines, we long for meaning. We are in constant pursuit of purpose. This very curiosity is what brings us here today. We have always found the what, the when, the where, and how of our existence. But the most important question to answer is why. Why we continue to achieve, why we build legacies, why we feel the need to make an impact. But what is impact anyway? In language, the literal definition of the word is the force of impression of one thing on another. In science, when we talk about impact, we dive into physics, a branch of study focused on the phenomena of the physical world. In humanities and philosophy, impact pertains to the work of great minds, ideas that have shaped our convictions and notions of the world. As human beings, we all share a fascination for impact, regardless of how it takes form. We are intrigued by the latest innovations, whether it be a car, a mobile device, a smart home application, eager for how these will improve our lives for the better. We are enthused by the words of great leaders, words that have changed history forever, in the hope that we find what made them stand out. Sure, John F. Kennedy's charisma captivated us, but ultimately, it was his inaugural speech that landed him the world's respect.
Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s words were of the same magnitude and impact. His groundbreaking "I Have a Dream" speech gave way to the civil rights movement, allowing men of color to enjoy the freedom that they do at present.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood.
It is often said that the most radical ideas are what changed the world. We've seen it come in the hunger strikes of Gandhi.
I regard myself as a soldier, though a soldier of peace.
Or even in billionaire Jack Ma.
What we need is not necessarily the infrastructure. It's the people's passion. It's the people's belief for the future, especially young people.
We know that any notion that challenges the norm has the ability to make a huge impact on our lives, transforming not just how we live, but affecting how society will develop in the years to come. Why do we do it? Simple. The human spirit craves progress. We recognize that change is the only constant, and this allows our instincts of natural selection to kick in. Survival of the fittest, as we often call it. Our acceptance of impact is a feat of modern-day evolution. Borrowing from the famous anthropologist Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Case in point, it was said that the late Steve Jobs changed music forever when he created the iPod. But none of that would have been possible had Thomas Edison never created the phonograph over 100 years prior, enabling us with the capability to record sound. This simple invention forever impacted the ways in which we consume and demand music. And what inspired Edison? He wanted to make an impact. In an interview with the New York Times, Edison said that he wanted to listen to the opera, but couldn't afford to do so. As to why he decided to sell the product, he said, "I would not be human if I didn't want everybody to share my pleasure with me." This single act democratized the pleasure of enjoying music, and today, virtually anyone has the privilege of doing so. But impact can also indicate the consequences from our endeavors. Many of the most impactful events in history are of our own volition. Famines, wars, pandemics. After atomic bombs have been dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, thousands have been injured and killed. Following the 9/11 attacks, security in airports all across the world had tightened like never before, and fears of terrorism had swept the world. These have been some of the darkest times in our shared history, but they also served as tipping points, impacting the way we live by pushing the human race to be better. In the same manner, the COVID-19 pandemic is just one event in time. While we can't downplay the negative effects it's brought on, it has indeed sparked our ingenuity. Its difficulties have inspired each one of us to improve the way we do things. But we've been here before. We adapt, we evolve, and come out better despite the setbacks we're faced with. And this is a natural pattern in all of civilization. A single moment in history will dictate the rest of our lives, and how we respond to it is our responsibility. This is what impact is all about. It is both a recognition and a call to action. We are living in one of the most pivotal points of human history, and every choice we make will impact the world for generations to come. Sometimes in our quest to transform and evolve, we fail to see the bigger picture. But if we look closer, we'll see that a larger threat looms over us, one that has the ability to rid everything we've ever worked for since the beginning of time. If we don't transform our norms of our society today, who knows where the world could be headed? What will be left for the next generation? For our children? Or even our children's children? Somehow, no matter how vast or incomprehensible, humans find ingenious ways to manage crisis. And this, for me, is the single greatest manifestation of our continued evolution. Don't let that capability go to waste. Impact is real. It's here and it's happening. This is why over the next 3 days, you can expect a convention like no other. We've invited an incredible roster of thought leaders who have made an impact across their respective fields. We're featuring emerging technologies set to make an impact on our tomorrow. And we've included even more breakout sessions than before, paving the way for industries to reinvent their operations. But it doesn't stop here. Inspired by this singular event in history that has changed the entire world, we will continue to better life through our improved services. Now it's your turn to drive evolution and carve out purpose. Be bold, be brave, and in whatever you do, Make it come from the heart. Dare to make an impact. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Philippine Digital Convention 2020.